Imagine you're standing in your backyard, the morning sun stretching across a small plot of earth. You've decided that this season, you're going to turn this space into something alive, a small farm of your own. You measure the soil, feel its texture between your fingers, and begin planning what will grow here. You study which fruits and vegetables thrive in your region. Maybe you learn that tomatoes and peppers love the warm days, that lettuce prefers the cooler ones, and that apple trees take several years before they share their first harvest. You picture raised garden beds lined neatly along the fence. You imagine 3 or 4 young trees that one day will stretch high above the yard and fill the air with the scent of fruit blossoms. At the hardware store, you gather everything you need: lumber for the beds, soil, compost, and the seeds that hold every possibility. You plant tomatoes, cucumbers, and strawberries, the fast growers. Within weeks, tiny green shoots begin to push through the soil. Every morning, you water them and pull the weeds that try to steal their strength. The garden changes slowly, almost imperceptibly, but it changes all the same. Then, one morning, you notice the first blush of red on a tomato. Soon, you're gathering baskets of produce that grew from nothing more than time, sunlight, and faith. And in one corner of your yard, there are saplings, your long-term plan. A peach tree, a lemon tree, maybe an apple tree. They take years before offering anything, yet you keep watering them, pruning them, protecting them through storms, knowing that one day they'll repay your patience in abundance. You understand that their pace is part of their nature. Great things, you remind yourself, take time. Investing works in the same quiet rhythm. When you begin investing, you're planting seeds. Some may be short-term, like savings accounts, certificates of deposit, or short duration bonds. They mature quickly and provide modest, steady returns, much like your lettuces and strawberries. They remind you that growth can happen even in small cycles. Then there are the saplings, your long-term investments: stocks, index funds, real estate. These are like your trees. They require patience. They ask for commitment. Over time, their roots deepen. Through market ups and downs, you keep tending to them. You add more contributions, reinvest your dividends, and resist the temptation to dig up your seeds too soon just to check if they're growing. Warren Buffett once said that investing is like planting an oak tree. It doesn't grow faster because you stare at it. It grows because you give it time. His first stock purchase, made when he was just 11 years old, seemed small then. 3 shares of City Service Preferred. Yet that single act began a forest of investments that, over decades, built Berkshire Hathaway into one of the greatest financial gardens in history. A wise gardener doesn't panic when it rains too hard or when clouds block the sun for a few days. They understand that nature has cycles. So do markets. There are seasons of growth and seasons of stillness. Both are necessary. When dividends begin to arrive, those small regular rewards, it's like collecting the first harvest. You can choose to enjoy them, or, as many investors do, you can replant them, using them to purchase more shares. Over time, the garden multiplies itself. That process is compounding. Your plants producing seeds that grow into more plants, your money generating more money. Albert Einstein once called compounding the 8th wonder of the world, and gardeners would likely agree. Some investors, like gardeners, take it a step further. They find ways to use their yields to expand. A gardener might sell fresh herbs at a local market and use the profits to buy more soil or seeds. An investor might use dividends to buy into new opportunities: a rental property, a small business, or a diversified fund that extends their reach over time. Your backyard becomes a reflection of your patience. The trees you once planted are now towering, full of fruit, offering shade and nourishment. Your investments, too, begin to bear fruit in the form of financial freedom, peace of mind, and options you never had before. Every gardener and every investor learns this same quiet truth. Growth is not an event. It's a relationship, one built on time, care, and faith that small beginnings can grow into something extraordinary. So keep planting, keep watering, keep believing in what you've sown. Because one day, you'll look around and realize the harvest was growing all along. Imagine now that years have passed and what once looked like small effort has quietly transformed into abundance. The same garden you started with only a few seeds now offers food, beauty, and peace every single day. You realize how many times you could have given up, how easy it would have been to stop watering when nothing seemed to change, yet patience kept you going. And now the reward is undeniable. The same is true for your investments. The moments that tested your patience became the very seasons that built your strength. Every deposit, every contribution, every dollar reinvested, each one was another watering. You begin to understand that investing isn't about chasing results. It's about nurturing progress, Growth doesn't announce itself loudly, it whispers in quiet moments, in steady habits, in small deposits, in time well used. A wise investor, like a gardener, doesn't rush to harvest every time something appears. They observe, they learn, they trust the rhythm of what they've built. Some seasons bring incredible growth, others bring rest. Both have their place. Both are necessary for balance. There will be moments when you question your path, when the soil looks dry and the sky feels uncertain. Those are the times that test conviction. And yet, those same moments often precede the rain. They are reminders that growth is rarely visible until it's already happened. Patience, consistency, and quiet faith. These are the tools of both the gardener and the investor. As seasons pass, your trees grow taller, your fruits richer, your returns greater. You start to see that wealth isn't built overnight. It's cultivated. The same way roots form underground before the branches ever show, the soil represents discipline. The sun represents learning. The rain represents perseverance. Together, they make everything grow.